So today I'm talking about a Toyota with the P0339 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Toyota P0339 code? Well, it's a crankshaft position sensor A circuit intermittent. And what does this mean? Well, the onboard computer uses a sensor located by the crankshaft to know the position of the crankshaft as it spins. It uses this for timing, and it's seen a problem with this, so it's going to have to be troubleshooted to know why. And some possible causes of a P0339 code, well, it could be a failed crank position sensor, it could be in the wiring like an open or short, could be a blown fuse, and possibly a timing belt or a bad timing chain, although that is kind of rare. Keep in mind that does sometimes cause the problem. And so the first thing to do when you get this code is to go locate the crank position sensor on your particular Toyota. Since there can be some differences, it's going to vary between the different years and the engine types and things like this. It's usually located down at the front of the engine, down by the crankshaft somewhere. But again, it's really going to vary on the exact location. It'll be a little different, but it'll be there somewhere. So first thing to do is go locate this crank position sensor on your particular Toyota. And the next thing to do is to check out the wiring to be sure you're getting power and things like this. And there can be some differences between the wiring connections. Older Toyotas use 2 wires, while most Toyotas use 3 wires, although some of the new ones can use 4 wires, so it's going to vary a little bit. But by far, the most common is going to be 3 wires. And the basics of what's going on with these wiring plugs is that one is going to have power. So when the key's in the on position, you'll get like 5 volts or 12 volts, whatever the vehicle is rated for. You'll get on one of these pins. One of the pins is going to be ground, and then one pin will be a signal wire going back to the onboard computer. And basically every single time that sensor has a piece of metal directly in front of it, it'll send a pulse back to the onboard computer so it knows where the crankshaft is located at. So you can check this for power if you wanted to, and be sure that it's getting power when the key is in the on position. Be careful when you do this because those pins are really close together and sometimes you could blow the fuse. But the first thing you do is you can check out the wiring and be sure that you're getting the right voltage and it's got a good ground. Also keep in mind that this is going to be on a fuse. It can be labeled differently depending on the Toyota. They kind of labeled it vague. It's usually labeled underneath EFI, but inside the engine compartment there'll be a fuse box, and there's usually a fuse inside of there for these crank position sensors. And Toyota's usually it's labeled EFI. So if you check that all out, you checked out the wiring, that all looks good. There's no blown fuses or anything like that. Then very likely that sensor is just failed and just needs to be replaced. Crankshaft position sensors are low-cost parts. They're usually less than $20, $30 or right around that range. But you can test it if you want to be sure that it's gone bad. There's some good YouTube videos on that. But if you checked out the wiring and that all looks good, there's no blown fuses or anything like that, then very likely that sensor has just failed and just needs to be replaced. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of how you go about fixing a Toyota with the P0339 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.